please don't trust my opinions because they are not consistent. One day I feel like a nut, the next day I don't. This villa will have you switching up real quick. I gave my initial thoughts about people how I thought they were, and I was completely wrong. So, baby, a lot has happened since we last talked. So let's just catch up on it real quick. Some quick highlights that I noted that have gone down so far. We had our first elimination. Bella is gone. How y'all feel about that? Y'all know initially in my first review, I was like, no, she needs to be on The Bachelor. She's this good girl. I don't think I was wrong about that. That was probably the only thing that I was right about. I feel like she did try to come out of her shell through these next few episodes, episodes 3 through 7, but ultimately she met her maker. She was eliminated and sent home. We also have Huda finally telling Jeremiah and disclosing the information that she has a child. She has a daughter. She's a mom. Um, we'll talk about that. And we were also hit with two new bombshells, Hannah and Amaya. Oh, Lord, so annoying. We'll talk about that as well. The Islanders did play a new game called State Your Case, which definitely exposed some of their secrets, which helped us gain insight into who these people really are. And I must say that I was completely shocked by some of the revelations that were revealed. So we'll talk about that. And we officially had our first date outside of the house. And we all know who that couple is. It was Jeremiah and Huda. We'll talk about that. And one of the last things that I think was a highlight is there was officially the first recoupling, and the guys had to make the decision on who they wanted to be coupled up with. So, if you want to hear about my opinions about this, let's talk about it. Let's talk Bella, Nick, and Sierra. The throuple, the triangle, right? Early on in episode 3, Bella was kind of standoffish from Nick. She claimed she didn't want to talk to him because she was hurt that he ultimately picked to couple with Sierra, right? She did talk a bit about always feeling like she's overlooked, like people don't see her value. And I thought that was pretty sad. And if you are a person that has experienced rejection after rejection, especially on a show like this, I think it's easy to feel that way. I was proud of her for being able to kind of, tell the girls how she was feeling about this. So it made me feel a bit sorry for Bella. How do y'all feel about Bella when she had to sit down with Nick, telling him that she felt blindsided by his decision? For me, I wasn't blindsided. I saw it coming. I mean, there was no, I felt like they tried to force a situation that wasn't organic. I felt like there was sexual tension on his half because Bella is a beautiful girl, right? She's model-esque. She's pretty. She has an exotic look to herself. So you can tell that that man was hot in the pants, and then she didn't kiss. So yeah, I felt like it was easy for somebody to snatch Nick up, and that's exactly what Sierra did. And she said she felt like she deserved a heads up that he was going to eliminate her. And I just don't think that you are owed that in this show, in a show of this capacity. I don't feel like she was owed that. Do y'all think she deserved a heads up? I think it would be courteous of anybody to do that, but I definitely don't think it's a requirement for this show. Moving along, because they were boring. And I must say, I'm happy that Bella has been eliminated. She was just dead weight. She really was. But Nick's shady moves, y'all. He was still making out with Bella. Just like when he made out with her in the hideaway, right? In the next 3 minutes, he was with Sierra kissing and tonguing her down in the photo booth. Nick with his Peter Pan pants wearing ass, like he fine to me. Like initially in my first video, if you watched it, I said he was fine. That would have been my type if I was going for down for the swirl, right? But the way he thought that he could just keep juggling her, Bella, and Sierra, it was just laughable. Boy, you ain't got it like that. Bye. I would have told his ass bye. Bella's elimination. She opened up to Nick. She did started kissing. him, she was happy and trying to put herself out there. I think ultimately she was trying to get him to leave Sierra and repick her, but it didn't work. She got eliminated in like episode 6. And she should have just started exploring like Dora. I hate that she, after being dumped by Nick, she didn't open up herself to get to know other men. Yes, she played that challenge, like the fourth base challenge, where she did kiss a few of the guys, but she didn't expand on it. She didn't go and try to have sit downs with other guys to get to know them. I felt like she felt like this was a thing where, ooh, somebody stole my man and I'm about to steal him back. And I think she lost touch of what this show is all about. So ultimately, we hate to see you go. We love to watch you leave. Good luck in all of your future dating endeavors, Bella. Let's talk Huda and Jeremiah. I often ask in the first video, do y'all think we have our new Serena and Cordell? And I know that some of y'all would probably think this is Huda and Jeremiah. I think this is a lust relationship. I don't think it's something that is going to last. Again, I feel like there's something with Jeremiah that he really does want to explore other people, but I feel like he doesn't want to hurt Huda's feelings. I don't think he's doing this for him. Is it me? Am I wrong? Let me know. Drop down in the comments and share your thoughts with me. But Huda finally tells Jeremiah that she's a mom. His reaction to me was exactly what I thought it would be. I felt like she didn't play on an even playing field by waiting to tell him, because I feel like now he really likes you. He knows he's on this national televised platform. He's not going to be a douchebag and be like, damn, I'm finna get on down. He don't want to look like that. But his face was like, damn, why didn't she tell me? Why didn't she tell me? I felt like he felt that way. I don't think it was the reaction she wanted. I think she wanted him to be like, oh, that doesn't matter at all. I love you. I love you. And nothing's going to change my mind. But his reaction was, oh my God, I never dated somebody with kids. Oh my God, give me a minute. And in her confessional, she was like, I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know. Like, I'm scared that he'll leave. And I thought that was sad that you feel like you telling somebody that you are a mom, your only thought is worrying about if the guy will leave. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be a mom for the rest of your life. Men are going to come and go. So if that is something that she is truly proud of, she should have relayed that information immediately. I have a question for y'all though. Do you think that if she would have told him she was a mom immediately, that they would be at this stage now? I honestly don't know. Please let me know your thoughts below. At a certain point, Amaya enters the villa. She picks Jeremiah for a kiss, and Huda was not having it, y'all. She was not having it. Her possessiveness to Jeremiah was a bit much for me, considering at that point they had been there a few days. But my boo did tell me when we were discussing this show, he was like, but you got to look at it. They are together all day, every day. No entertainment, no television, no cell phones. So 3 days probably does feel like 2 weeks. And I can say from somebody that feel like I felt an instant spark with my man, that if we were together 24 hours a day, I probably would have been moved in by day 3. So for that reason, it kind of makes me understand their situation a little bit more. Also, during these few episodes, Jeremiah and Huda are chosen for a date outside the villa. So they were sent to a water park. During that water park outing, they did talk about life outside the villa and what that would look like. And I feel like when her daughter comes up, he gets really nervous, which is natural. I think he's about 24 years old. He doesn't have any kids. He said he never dated anyone with kids. So a lot of questions and a lot of anxiety probably comes with it. Like, is his Huda's daughter gonna like him? Is she gonna take well to him? What is that gonna look like? We shall see where this goes. Let's talk Ace and Shelly. And now we can't leave out Amaya. I was a bit shocked by that, if I, by saying the least. I was really shocked that he didn't pick Shelly. There's just so much to unpack with it. Let me just start with the bullet points that I kind of jotted down. Ace keeps visiting Shelly. He's flirting, but he picked Amaya during the recoupling. Once he picks Amaya, he later tells her that he's slow to affection and that he doesn't want to rush anything. He came to Shelly for a conversation, and he keeps coming to Shelly for conversations. And she's very understanding of that, but also kind of confused. And I'm glad that she does tell Ace, like, I understand that this is a part of the process. I understand your process, but it did emote some feelings in me. She didn't say what those feelings were, but I'm assuming it's confusion because I'm damn confused. Amaya's perspective. Ace picks Amaya and then tells her to continue to explore other people because that's what he's going to do. She's confused, and rightfully so. She's like, I thought you picked me to explore me, and it's giving player vibes. And she ends up crying to Huda about this conversation that she has with Ace. I want to switch gears when talking about Ace. Are y'all sensing any jealousy with Ace when it comes to Huda and Jeremiah? I felt like he tried to put a bug in Jeremiah's ear at some point about Huda revealing that she slept with two men in a day and trying to convince Jeremiah that that should be a red flag. But Jeremiah's like, well, I don't think it's a huge red flag because I did the same thing and she explained it and I understand it. Ace also continuously calls out Jeremiah and Huda's relationship. He had a sidebar with Alandria saying he thinks that Huda's more into Jeremiah than he is into her. Why is he so invested? It's given like short man syndrome. If you ask me, I don't think he has an interest in Huda. I definitely don't think that's the issue. I think it's a sense of jealousy. Even when they show moments of Jeremiah and Huda together, like when they relayed the text message that they were going to be sent on a date outside the villa, his whole facial expression and reaction to that reeks jealousy. Could it be from when they first entered the villa and they kind of coupled up and the bombshell girl came in, the Cuban girl came in and kissed Ace, and he did it right in front of Shelly. And then right after that, Jeremiah was like, he didn't kiss anybody else in front of Huda because he thought it was kind of disrespectful. I feel like it started this tension at that point. I felt like in that moment, Ace was like, dang, I didn't think to do that. How did this guy know to do that so early on? How dare he have the wherewithal to know better? I think the sense of jealousy came there. And I don't know. Where do y'all call it? Do you call this jealousy? Is he jealous of Jeremiah and Huda's relationship? I feel like Ace truly, I feel like he truly does want it, but I think he's scared. But I think that if he followed his heart, it keeps leading him back to Shelly for a reason. Why not take that serious and try to explore it? You say you want to have conversations. It's not that many people there. You have explored other people, which is why you keep navigating to Shelly. You also said she feels very comfortable. You can talk to her about anything. She challenges your mind. I think those are cues that you should take this serious or explore it on another level. And she's open. The door is open because obviously you are allowed to keep walking through it. So obviously there's something there. Ace talks, the more I like him, but the more I sense fear. There's no reason why you should have picked Amaya and then immediately told her to continue to explore other people. I think that's self-explanatory in this process. She didn't need to hear that from you. And we're going to continue with Ace a little bit because I want to talk about the triangle with Ace, Shelly, and Austin. With Austin and Shelly, I don't think they have a romantic connection, but I think I mentioned in my first video that I think that is something that can build. I think that they have comfortable conversations with one another. It's definitely a slow burn, but I think that if they intentionally try to incorporate some type of physical touch, some type of hugging, some type of, just some type of physical things, that it can grow. But I just don't see a natural chemistry with them. I don't. And I think they are trying to force it because they keep just ending up with each other by default. Because honestly, during their recoupling ceremony, if Austin were first, he would have picked Amaya over Shelly. And then that would have forced Ace to pick Shelly. And I think that would have been the best case scenario. I think with Ace, he wants Shelly to chase him. I think he is a guy that doesn't want something that comes easy. The moment he knows that he can get a girl, he doesn't want her. I think that's why he keeps coming to Ace. And he is prompting her to chase him, and it's just not working. And I love her for that. Like, if you want me, you're going to have to tell me, baby. I know what you used to, but this ain't that. And I think that's what Shelly is doing. Also, what was revealed about Shelly during one of the games is that she also dates women. Because when the question came up that, have you ever slept with more two people in a day? That's when it was revealed. And I think the guys were completely shocked by her sexuality. And I was just happy that she wasn't ashamed to share. Taylor and Alandria. Let's talk chemistry with them. Taylor has a sidebar conversation with Ace about there being no physical connection between he and Alandria. One thing that I have noticed about Ace, and I said this a little while ago, that he does give really good advice if only he would take it. And I do find that people that give good advice never takes their own advice. Like, they're good at giving it, but they don't know how to use it for them damn selves. And Ace advises him to step outside of his comfort zone and step it up. And he's like, look, man, as you are telling me there's no physical connection, she is over there cooking breakfast for you. That in itself is showing that she is putting you first. She wants something from you because she's extending herself to you in this moment. And I think that was great advice. And Alandria actually tells him that during a sit down, like, hey, I would like more physicality, you know, more physical touch, whether that's just your hand on my thigh or you rubbing my back, whatever. It's here. Come get it. Taylor needs to step it up. Because if he doesn't, you going to lose your girl, dog. You going to lose your girl. All it takes is for a tall, black, handsome, dark chocolate man to come in there with some confidence to tell her, let me pull you to the side and grab on that booty and sniff on that neck. And she gone, bruh. She going to be gone. So hopefully they take a step forward in whatever type of relationship that they have. I talked about the State Your Case game a bit. I thought that was very interesting in getting to know these people a little bit more. They talked about body count. I don't think that's important, but I was super shocked to see Austin and Charlie have over 100 women. They are such young guys, but I do find that that's not significant for most guys because they do start early, and then sex is not like a huge emotional deal to them. It's literally just sex. So I was shocked that mostly all of the men had over 30 and some well into the hundreds. There was also that fourth base challenge, which was really fun. That's where we saw Bella kind of come out of her shell and finally kiss the guys. And how y'all feel about Nick talking about he was kind of disappointed that he won her first kiss? Like, bruh, ain't you the same dude that just dumped this girl and left her at all vulnerable at the podium? Like, fuck off. Feel like I've covered everything that has really happened thus far, everything that holds some sort of significance. I want to wrap up with some questions, y'all. Like, why does Shelly keep visiting Ace? Why do y'all think that is? They are naturally gravitating towards one another. But just like with Taylor and Alandria, someone's going to have to move this thing forward, or else y'all going to be stuck here. You're not even moving forward with the connections that are obvious. So why would you even want to explore new relationships with bombshells that come in if you're not even exploring the things that are already there? I don't understand that. I wish they told us what day they were in for a reference point, right? Because I'm like, what day are we on here? Even with that would help me get an understanding of the depth of these relationships, like with Huda and Jeremiah. If they kind of put on the screen somewhere like, hey, it's day 18, these people been together 24 hours for 18 days, that will help us understand the dynamics a bit more, I think. the new people, Amaya and Savannah, I think that's her name. I don't quite remember her. I do know that the new girl, the new bombshell, she coupled up with Charlie. So I was happy to see him get with somebody. They seem to have a natural chemistry. I'm not sure if it's, was so cohesive due to desperation on Charlie's behalf because he know he was vulnerable and there was nothing in there for him to explore because everybody else was kind of coupled up and had their minds made up. Amaya, I find that she is very annoying. She has this Donkey Kong laugh, like, but it's in like a Barbie way. I think she was super nervous coming onto the show. She overtalks people a lot. I don't like that. I don't. I don't like her. I just don't like her. Something about her just is off. Something about her is off. Remember me saying it because I feel like I'm always right on sometimes with the first impressions. Alandria, I did say in the previous video that something about her vibe throws me off sometimes. And I hate to use the word jealousy, but I'm gonna throw it out there again. She mentions that Huda is delusional. Is she bitter much? I think it's some hater vibes because her relationship is not moving in a direction that Huda's is. And I think, we see that jealous head sometimes. She calls her delusional for expressing that her and Jeremiah was talking about life outside the villa. Then she called her delusional. I would love to explore that more and see why she feels that way. Ace kind of lashing out at Amaya because she keeps calling him babe. Do y'all understand Ace's perspective on that? I would say, in a way, I do. Because me personally, I hate when women call me hun. Like, hey, hun, could you do this, hun? I don't like that at all. And I don't know what it is. So I feel like instead of Amaya being defensive, she should just accept his boundaries and just say, hey, I know this is something that I naturally do, but since I know that it bothers you, I will try my hardest not to say it. So please charge it to my head and not my heart if I call you babe. I will try to course correct, but just bear with me because this is something that I'm so used to doing. Ace saying he doesn't like to kiss outside the challenges and he wants something real. I feel that because I feel like all that kissing is kind of nasty, really. So I feel that, but I do think that he wants Shelly and he should really dive deeper. Like the advice he gave to Taylor was so perfect. I just wish he would take it. My predictions going into episode 8, because I can't wait to wrap up this video to talk about this show a little bit more. My predictions going into episode 8 is that shit is probably going to hit the fan with Jeremiah and Huda. We're going to see another side of them. And my predictions for everyone else. I hope that Shelly and Ace visits their connection a bit more. With Taylor and Alandria, I would love to see more physical from them. I hope that they pick it up because they're getting boring and they are becoming one of those couples that are just staying together for convenience. I would like to see Sierra and Nick since Bella is gone. And I can't wait to see some new relationships being tested when bombshells come in. I really do hope a new bombshell comes in that Jeremiah likes physically, like that he physically cannot swerve. I would like to see that. He says he's not cut off from conversations, but why? I feel like if y'all feel like you don't want the other to explore somebody, just go ahead and cut off completely and go to a private island so that y'all don't confuse anybody else in this process. Because I would hate to come in and I see Jeremiah, because obviously he's my type. I would hate to see him and then y'all are telling me that I can explore him, but y'all are not shut off. Doesn't make any sense. So what are y'all's predictions? What do y'all think will happen? What are you loving about this show? What are you hating about this show? Please share your thoughts with me in the comments. Please like this video. Subscribe to my channel because it's very likely that I'm going to be posting about this every other day because it has me in a chokehold. But thank y'all so much for continuously joining me and watching my videos and supporting my channel. And until next time, peace.